Hello, Packers fans. Welcome into PackersNews.com. I'm Kassidy Hill, joined with Pete Dougherty here at Ford Field. First of all, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Pete. Thank you. And a happy Thanksgiving for the Green Bay Packers, a day that probably very few of us saw coming, but the Packers come into Ford Field against an 8-2 Lions team and win 29-22, a game that was not even as close as that score indicates. Pete, in the locker room after the game, Carrington Valentine said, well, I'm going to enjoy my Thanksgiving. I don't know about them. This is going to have to be an enjoyable ride back for the Packers. Did you see this coming?
No, I mean, did anybody? 7.5 point underdogs. That's
8.5 by kickoff.
Was it? That's pretty significant. But they from the first snap, they came out punching, and Jordan Love, fourth week in a row, I think, where he's played better than the week before, and I mean, he looked pretty good today, and the defense, they won. They played their most complete game of the year. Now, just like when they're losing 4 in a row, and looks like doom, and you gotta just keep a bigger picture. They're still a young team. There's still things that are going to go wrong. I'm sure the playoffs now are going to come up big. Everybody's going to be talking about the playoffs.
They're a game and a half back.
Yeah, and it's not unrealistic, but it's still a long way from here to there, and I'm guessing they're still in for some tough times and rough moments with all those young guys they have. But it was hard not to walk away impressed with what we saw today.
Speaking of the young guys, I mean, they came into this game. Let's just go over just the inactives. Jair Alexander, Rudy Ford, Aaron Jones. I'm trying to think of who else that were starters. Josiah DeGuara. Devondre Campbell. 6 of the 7 inactives are starters or huge contributors, and Dontavian Wicks. And so they're coming in here with guys like Malik Heath, who finished with 4 catches for 46 yards.
He looked like the guy we saw in training camp.
Yes,
The way he that's what he did in camp, was he attacked the ball.
Right.
And in the first couple of games, like they threw a pass, it might have been in the opener, and he didn't attack it and he dropped it. Now, this was the guy we saw in training camp. He probably, because those backups play a lot in practice, and he probably had as many catches as anybody in training camp.
Right. And then no Luke Musgrave, who was put on injured reserve this week with a lacerated kidney. Yes. And then you have Tucker Kraft come out here, only two catches for 15 yards, but he gets his first touchdown. And then on the defense, like you said, no Devondre Campbell, no Jair Alexander, no Rudy Ford. They're out here playing with guys, again, like Carrington Valentine, Corey Valentine, Anthony Johnson Jr., but the front 7 of this defense did what they needed to do today to make it easy for everyone, especially Rashan Gary.
What did he have to say today? Because as we all know, about a little more than a year ago, this is where he tore his ACL. This is where he played his college football in this state. I can only imagine how he must have been beaming.
He had tears in his eyes the entire time he was talking, and he admitted to being very, very emotional. Preston Smith told me that Rashan Gary told him before kickoff, you're going to have to keep me level-headed today because I know I'm going to get emotional. And comes in and has one of the games of his lives, 3 sacks, including 2 forced fumbles, one of which was returned for a touchdown. When you've got a front 7 that is working like that against one of the best offensive lines in football with Rashan Gary and Kenny Clark, does that make it a whole lot easier for a back end full of rookies and free agents?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. So the Lions, they ended up with 22, right? Was there
points?
Yeah.
Yes.
But for most of the game, they were stuck on 14, and missing all those guys to hold, one of the better offenses in the league. And basically, if it's you only count the times when the Lions offense and the Packers defense were on the field, for most of that game, it was a 14-6 game, right? Because the Packers defense scored 6. So, this has to be their best game defensively of the year, best game offensively too, and because the quality opponent was pretty high, and to come out on a road win like this on this day when the Lions, everything's pointing up for them, they want to show the country how good they are, and Packers came out and punched them on the first play and kept swinging.
We're going to get into that just a little bit more, but real quick, so while we're on the topic of Rashan Gary, let's actually hear from the guys in the locker room on what they thought of RG's performance today.
We gonna get the win for him, and just tell him, he's gonna have a great game, a great performance, and he's just ready for him to come back and put on a great performance. And that's what he did. He came back, got 3 sacks, disruptive all game, disruptive in the run game. He balled out today.
I really can't get my words together, but the only thing I can say is I'm blessed and fortunate. I want to give all thanks to my higher power, my family members that just kept me locked in, kept me out my head, especially going into this week. I said it was a very emotional week, but being able to come back, first off, lead the game healthy, that's what I left on. That's what I asked my Holy Father for, and he blessed me to lead the game healthy, and he blessed me a little bit extra. So great to be back, great to get a win, and I'm happy I got this past me.
I told him, once you hot, everybody started to feed off it because now everybody's like, I got to do my job and I got to play at a higher level. I got to take it up. He sets the bar, so everybody has to play up to that standard and that, to those expectations like he is, to try to make plays and do what he's doing, match his efforts in his play.
As you said, Pete, from the very first play, come out and punch him in the mouth. That very first play is what they've been looking for Christian Watson. Play action, bomb downfield for a 53-yard gain. And Watson had to go up and grab it. It wasn't an easy catch. And those are the passes he's been missing. What do you see as the progress in his game over the past couple of weeks, and especially today?
That was one of the things I was thinking right in the middle of this game was, the plays that weren't happening, that they were trying, were now happening in this game. They weren't happening 6 weeks ago. It was interesting. LaFleur said in his press conference, they put this play in. It might have been, I think he said, or they decided they were going to open with the shot play on Wednesday, and by Wednesday night he was equivocating, and he texted Love and basically said, I might change this, and Love texted him back and said, no, I want to run that. So he did, and boom, they hit the shot play. And it made me also think back to the first game of Watson's career against the Vikings, and he drops that deep ball, and look what a difference that makes in a game, and that just got him off on the right foot. Now it doesn't win the game because Lions came right back and scored a touchdown, so they had to keep pushing. But the chemistry, Watson went and got that ball. It seems like the chemistry between him and the quarterbacks improved. I think Watson, you can just tell his confidence is skyrocketing. He looks to me more like the guy he did the first few days of training camp than he did, 5 or 6 weeks ago.
And starting off with a play like that and being able to score first, Jaden Reed said that makes all the difference for this offense, is getting a fast start. Let's actually hear from Watson and Reed on their performance today.
It's my dream, just come out here and be able to make plays. So that just to know that we're starting off with me, gotta go out there and make a play. It's exactly the type of pressure and the type of anticipation I want going into a game. So it's huge. Gotta come down with it. Gotta find a way. I think early in the season there was a couple of those that I didn't come down with. So it's really it's been a focus of mine to try to find a way to make it happen regardless. There's gonna be the perfect ball and there's gonna be good defense sometimes. So you just gotta find a way to make it play regardless.
Just starting faster, really. I would say we've shown a much better job of coming out fast, punching teams in the mouth first, and that's been a huge contribution to us coming out on top.
Pete, you mentioned Jordan Love playing better and better each of the past 4 weeks. Is this about when you would expect to start seeing his trajectory going up?
I don't know. I think it's probably different with different guys, and it could start going down in the next few weeks. You don't want to go crazy and just say, well, he's arrived and he's here and he's one of the top quarterbacks now. But the thing that seems different and that's got to bode well, or the Packers have to feel good about, is it's not like it was just bad. Then he plays this really good game. It's been pointing this way for 3 or 4 weeks now, and so that suggests that it's a little more real. And like I asked LaFleur, how different does he look for his command, his play speed from 5 or 6 weeks ago? And he said he goes, I don't know about you, but it looks night and day to me. Yeah. So
it does look night and day. Let's actually hear from a couple of guys in the locker room real quick on what they thought of their quarterback's game.
He's clicking. I think that we're seeing exactly what we knew he was capable of. I think as a team and as offense specifically, we try to keep on stacking these games. And I think he's done a great job of stacking these weeks and stacking these reps and just continue to get better and better. He's showing us exactly what we've seen out of him all along.
I keep saying it week after week, even before we played back in OTAs. I told you guys, he's special. I said I run through a wall for the guy, and that hasn't changed at all. He controls the locker room, he controls the huddle. Guys respect him, and you know what you're going to get every day when he's in the huddle, man. And he's a great player, and man, when you see him get that confidence, watch out.
Pete, after a game like that, when Jordan Love goes 22 of 32 for 268 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, he doesn't get a turkey leg. Apparently they don't do that anymore. That's what he told me. I asked him afterwards, and he said nobody got one. I was like, I guess it's budget cuts. Feel like he got cheated a little bit with no turkey leg. Winning on John Madden Day here on a Thanksgiving Day game. Somebody get Jordan Love a turkey leg. I think he earned one after today.
Have they done that since Madden stopped broadcasting? Were they still doing that after?
I really feel like I remember them doing it last year. Maybe with the Cowboys game. I don't know. We'll have to go watch. We know there's more games on Thanksgiving. We're going to get wrapped up here and let you go enjoy your holiday. But we do have full wrap-up coverage from Detroit of the Packers' 29-22 win over the Detroit Lions. Pete, go enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving. We'll see you next time from Ford Field. Thanks, guys.